Hello, hello! And welcome back as I get ready to head down to Montego Bay, make sweet, sweet love to a creepy alien soldier hybrid, and reclaim my long-lost groove in Perfidious Pete plays XCOM War of the Chosen. Bit of a rough time last episode, bit of a rough time, feeling a little like Angela Bassett, I'm not gonna lie. I devoted so much of my time to raising my son, being a busy corporate executive with many pressing responsibilities, and playing a lot of Long War II, unfortunately. And the result of those things is that I haven't quite got a full grasp on the stealth mechanics in War of the Chosen yet. I'm still working on it. It's a little like the Tay Diggs and Montego Bay thing, though. He was trying to get all over Angela Bassett's jock, and it had just enough of a touch of the familiar to be attractive. You'd be like, oh, Tay Diggs, yeah, he's a good-looking guy. I'm attracted to him. But also, you know, it was new enough, and by new enough, I mean young enough in Tay Diggs' case. But it was new enough to still be totally hot and feel kind of forbidden. So I felt at home and, allured to the stealth mechanics, but also they're new enough that I don't really understand how they work. The Long War II experience gave me a familiarity, and really what it gave me is overconfidence. I was like, oh, I understand this. This is how it worked in Long War II, and then it actually didn't work that way at all. Not at all. Kind of like when Angela Bassett crawled in bed with Tay Diggs, and he opened up a whole new world for her, and she suddenly was reinvigorated with groove. Okay, you know, if I'm gonna make... Wait a minute. I'm making how Stella got her groove back references here, and I was talking about the mission where we went and rescued Mox. So now I'm in a bit of a romantic comedy ontological crisis here, because I'm curious, if we're doing that, does that make our boy Mox here, is he Angela Bassett? Is he Tay Diggs, or is he Whoopi Goldberg? He kind of looks like a Whoopi Goldberg to me. I don't know. He's just got kind of the plain, blank, sort of bland, flat face that Whoopi Goldberg kind of has. He's definitely not an Angela Bassett. I mean, certainly not handsome enough for that. And you know what, frankly? You got a nice shape on you, but you're no hunky dreamboat like Tay Diggs. You're definitely a Whoopi Goldberg, and that just doesn't fit with the theme of our campaign. We'll have to get Mox a name at a later date. But in the meantime, let's run up here and see what Bradford's got on the menu for today.
This
Give me something to work with, John.
Of the skirmisher faction. They may look like Advent, but they sure don't act like it.
You know, they kind of act a little bit like Advent, John, except they sort of kill other Advent. Apart from that, it basically seems like par for the course.
You know them as they were, the soldiers of Advent. Now they are free to choose. If you stay your course, Commander, they will stand with you until the end.
Okay, thanks, Betos. Betos? Oh.
I believe it is time that we meet. I am Betos, first of the freed Advent.
Wait, are you hitting on me?
You are safe here. Praetor Mox was new to our cause, but he believed.
You are hitting on
our
me.
people's freedom.
You know, we've had a long-distance romance for a while, Betos. I don't know if it's a good idea that we meet.
Commander,
I got to admit, I'm a little trepidatious.
My skirmishers stand ready, should you need them. May our people stand united until the false gods fall.
Okay, you know, I was thinking about meeting you, Betos, until that last bit where you talked about the false gods falling. We strike back at our creators, only then can we atone for our crimes against your world. See, that's not really the thing you want to talk about on a first date, Betos. I mean, I'm definitely saying no to your invitation to meet. I was going to come to the restaurant with a flower in my, like a flower pattern pocket square so you could identify me in a crowded room, but if I wanted to chicken out, I could just hide the pocket square and you'd never know who I was. But now, I'm not even going to do that. I'm just going to say no. If you're hitting somebody up for like a blind date first meeting after being friends on the internet kind of thing, don't maybe mention gods or the falsity thereof. That shouldn't really be your opening line, Betos. That's going to rub people the wrong way.
Are eager to hear your orders.
Don't really want to go for the let's talk about religion thing on the first date. New resistance orders received. All right, we got quid pro quo. All black market costs are reduced by 33%. That seems pretty good. Resistance orders are powerful. Yeah, I know what they are. Thanks, though. So we can make stuff at the black market cheaper. That seems all right. Private channel. All mission timers are increased by 2 turns. Okay, that I really like. That's quite good, actually. Resistance orders are powerful strategic abilities unique to each faction. Resistance order. Yeah, I know what they do, but extra 2 turns on mission timers seems pretty good. Wait, now you're calling me up to hit me up for a date, lady? We're mortal enemies.
My enemies in combat and surrender to no one. In you, I see a shadow of my own creation.
We two are alike. Join me, and together we shall rule the galaxy. Also, I mean, that's not a great come-on line for asking me out on a blind date, lady. Also, John, how did these people get my phone number? Bradford, can you go down to the communications center and have that shit unlisted, please? I don't just like random calls where people are like, saw your Tinder profile, Pete, thought I'd give you a call. Want to hook up at a rest stop bathroom? No, I don't. What I want to do is scan for this engineer and get him into my party. So let's grab our... all right, no engineer for us yet. New target for our own guerrilla operations against Advent. All right, what do we got then? Operation Driving Witch. Gotta hack a hidden resistance computer. I was trying to think of a driving witch joke, and the best I could do was bet... Like, my brain settled on Bette Midler in a speed racer costume. You know, some things are just best not discussed. So we got an easy mission. We get 177 supplies, and we counter a dark event. Ugh. Okay. So, Fal Il Baladur could show up on this mission. That's unfortunate. Midnight raids, which increases the cost of recruits by 100% for a month. Well, alright. I mean, I didn't want to... This combat zone has a high density of explosive material. Aha. So we should probably take our girl. Advent increase the cost of recruits by 100% for a month. I wanted to thwart the other dark event, but if my options are not thwart a dark event or thwart one that I don't really give a shit about, I guess I'll thwart one that I don't really give a shit about because I want the supplies. Plus, easy mission is easy, so, you know, there's that. Let's head down here. Are we going to take Praetal Mox on this?
I've got trace
don't think so, actually.
That area showing a mix of volatile compounds.
Cool.
If we're not careful, that whole place could end up on fire.
Well, I mean, I don't know about you, Lily, but that kind of fits right in with my plan. The whole place ends up on fire. Sounds pretty fucking awesome, actually. And I'm gonna scrub this whole team. Let's see who's available. J.K. Rowling, when did you get injured? Well, I wanted to take Lauren Bukes and J.K. Rowling because we need a... Wait, we have a sergeant. Hold on a second. If we have a sergeant and we have a functional GTS facility... Can I buy my squad size upgrade?
Factions could use a place to coordinate their operations.
Combat tactics. Yeah, squad size 1. Bought. I'm getting me an extra soldier.
For our next construction effort.
So now we need a captain. I was unaware we had anybody who had gotten promoted to sergeant. All right, that's real good. I feel automatically better about this mission because my force is like 20% bigger now. Let's go do this guerrilla op. Confirm. All right, we're back in this. Extra dude. Loving it. Margaret out. Okay, we're still scrubbing the whole team. Everybody beat it. So what do we want to take on this mission? Well, since we have an abundance of explosives, even though Tabitha King is tired, I'm still taking her on the mission because she has that sweet ability to blow shit up at random. Seems real good. I do want some more sergeants, however. We also really need to get some of these rookies trained up. Maybe we'll take a rookie. So who else do we... Well, it's a hack mission, so it feels like we need Lauren Bukes, even if we can't take her life mate, J.K. Rowling. What do we want to follow that up with? Both of my grenadiers are still in the hospital. Ranger is wounded. Chuck Wendig is shaken for I don't even know what reason. He didn't get hurt or anything, I don't think. Maybe he just... Probably what happened is we just got him so exhausted he had to wind up in a hospital. So we don't have a lot of options. I guess we'll take Cherry Priest. Mox is starting to look available, but I'm not taking Mox until we figure out who he actually is and get him a name. So let's grab... couple rookies. All right, you know what? Let's take Stephanie Meyer. I mean, every team needs a laughing stock, and maybe George R.R. Martin as well. Coming in with a lot of rookie here, Pete. I know I don't necessarily like it, but I think we can ride this pony until it collapses, dies on the track. We're gonna be keeping our Reaver here pretty busy. This team looks good. Team looks good. All right, let's do it. Cherry Priest. I don't know if I'd rather have you have a grenade or the... Yeah, you're fine. Probably what we're going to want to do with Cherry Priest is very similar to what we did last mission. The insertion of the Reaver into the group paradigm dynamic with their super stealth really makes it possible for sharpshooters to be pretty useful. Because you can always have... You can get your forward operative up there and observe the enemy. Meanwhile, your sharpshooter sits back and plunks away at him from a mile away. He's like a battleship parked over the horizon, firing on a target in downtown Pyongyang. Pete, how come you had to bring up North Korea? I don't know. It's just, you know, that was my one token effort to be topical right there. So let's get in the car with Bette Midler and get Operation Driving Witch underway. Why is Bette Midler the witch? I don't know. When I think of witch movies, there's always that one where Bette Midler is riding around on a broom cackling maniacally, and it just sticks in my head.
We need that data if we're going to stop their progress.
Could have been Michelle Pfeiffer, I suppose, too. She was Lamia in Stardust, a movie which I quite like. Just Bette Midler feels more appropriate, because Driving Witch, I think we'll all agree, is like a children's comedy.
This is Avenger. The access point we're after is just ahead.
Oh, good. And there are absolutely no lines of sight for us to take advantage of with our sniper.
There are extremely
Perfect.
volatile materials scattered throughout this area. We need to make sure our troops are clear of any possible
Now, what we need to do
explosions.
is figure out where those things are and then blow them up so we can use remote start effectively. All right, Tabitha King, let's get you out here and start scouting. We got 7 turns. All we got to do is get Lauren Buke's line of sight on this thing. None of those tiles can be occupied? No, all right. We got to figure out where we're going and how to get there. All right, Tab, come out here and start doing your job. You're the best scout in XCOM. So we got, like, walls and doors here. Does this go... We could go this way. At some point, we're going to have to make a turn. Probably now would be a good opportunity to do that. So let's have Tabitha King dash over here. Anything? Any enemies? We have 7 turns. We could advance. Okay, if we run in here, this corridor will give our sharpshooter some... Oh, here we go. We can have one of our sharpshooters positioned up here and just have them fired down. Okay, that works really well. Let's just do that. All right, Lauren Bukes, you're going to be the person doing that, so why don't you come over here and take...
Location
Oh, wait,
confirmed.
that's not you, Bukes. Sorry. I have confused you with Cherry Priest. Actually, you know, Cherry Priest and Lauren Bukes kind of have similar pro styles, so I suppose it's somewhat natural that I would confuse them. In the meantime, George R.R. Martin, of course, lagging behind. Hey, George, where's Winds of Winter? Huh? Huh? You know, what's really gonna suck is if George R.R. Martin gets killed on this mission before he gets a chance to finish it, and then all of the people who keep asking him if he's gonna die before he finishes his magnum opus will be been right, and he'll have extraordinarily extra reason to be
They
salty.
have a patrol moving here.
They have a patrol, but you know what? Honestly, it ain't much of a patrol. And can we blow any of them up? No. Explosives. Man, explosives are everywhere, though, huh? Okay. Well, what we could do... We could send Tabitha King up here, have her detonate her claymore on
Moving
these
as
dudes.
ordered.
It won't kill them, but it will hurt them very badly.
Their patrol is coming.
Oh, there's another patrol right behind him. Well, that's less good. We definitely don't want to pop them this turn. So, Cherry Priest, let's get you up here. We want you in position so you can start sniping. Lauren Bukes, we can get you up here. You can get us a little guaranteed damage. Put you in
Double time.
position. Stephanie, you and George, you want to maybe come up here? Are these barrels explosive? These barrels don't seem explosive.
Moving on.
I'm going to move you here. And Stephanie Meyer, we're going to drop you behind this box of crates.
No need to ask twice.
And we may go for the classic Overwatch ambush here. Alright, let's see if Tabitha King is going to stay concealed. Nobody else... Okay, so we got a great ambush opportunity right here. Cherry Priest can whack these guys real good. Real good. 95%. And then we could just have the rest of the team go on Overwatch. Odds are pretty strong. Between them, they're going to be able to take out this one Advent Trooper, I think. Stephanie Meyer. 69% chance to hit. 68% chance to hit is less good. George, 67. Okay, there is one other thing we could do here. So I'm still working on figuring out how these claymores exactly work, but I think we could probably detonate one with another explosive. And if we can't, you know what? We'll have learned something. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to change this up a little bit. Cherry Priest. Oh, you can't Overwatch, though, because you don't have long watch. Oh, but one of those guys isn't a squad side shot. So you're on Overwatch. Lauren Bukes, you're on Overwatch.
Covered.
The question is, who do we want to feed kills to? Stephanie Meyer or George R.R. Martin? And the answer to that question is whichever one of them is close enough to throw a freaking grenade up here. Okay, so it looks like... Wow, George R.R. Martin, Stephanie Meyer has a better arm than you do, huh? You gonna let her get away with that? I mean... Oh, there you go, kids. I guess high school sports participation does pay off, even if you're ultimately going to wind up living a creative lifestyle. What's the reason that our girl here has got the nod on George R.R. Martin?
Covering now.
You're going to be on Overwatch. Just in case somebody decides they want to spot you. And Stephanie Meyer. Let's see if we can set this baby off with a frag grenade. So the combo of frag grenade explosive should mean everybody's dead. Yep, that worked. 2 kills for Stephanie Meyer. Stephanie Meyer unlocked rank squatty. Well, I had hoped we might get a little bit more out of that, but no ability point there, Stephanie Meyer. I mean, you did a really cool thing. Cool thing is cool. We got Lauren Bukes here, ready to womp a little ass. What's your hit percentage like here, Lauren? 75, 73. We could kill one of those guys. We cannot kill the other. I'm kind of thinking probably the better move would be to just go for the kill shot. No, we don't want to call the Sky Ranger, though. I think what we need to do is put the rest of the team on Overwatch. I don't suppose we could get you guys near something detonatable. We cannot. I think we just put you on Overwatch. Cherry Priest, you're gonna chill. Lauren Bukes, you're actually already in a great spot. It's Overwatch for you. Stephanie Meyer, Overwatch for you. And I think we go ahead and crack this pod, but let's start it off. If we can get the hit here, slightly lower percentage to get the hit, but if we do, it's vastly, well, it's guaranteed to get a kill, actually. I'd rather have one dead guy than one wounded guy and one dead guy. And instead, we have 2 angry people who are neither wounded.
Not good.
They're just real pissed off. Also, that didn't activate that pod. That did not activate that pod.
The Advent network is almost
I know.
entirely locked down. We're running out of
I'm
time.
working on it. I gotta
Get to
get
that
Lauren
terminal.
Bukes closer. Does she get spotted anywhere along this run? If she steps in that tile, she does. But if she stays over here, she's fine. All right, we gotta get Lauren Bukes closer because she's only got 4 turns. We got 3 turns left to get her line of sight on the thing. All we really need to do is get in this room with Lauren Bukes, but... George RR, if we get you up here, you get spotted and crack a pod. I really want to try and get these guys with Overwatch.
Got it covered.
Overwatch for Elena. Did you just say my watch begins? George, she stole your line, bro. You gonna let her get away with that? Now my watch begins? You can't do that, George. You've got to be fucking shitting me, Cherry Priest.
Shot wide.
Well, now we have 2 turns, and now we're gonna have to take basically what amounts to desperate actions because we really have no other choice. Lauren Bukes has to be moving forward on this turn. So now we're gonna have to do this the hard way because Cherry Priest is terrible at her job. Yeah, you know what? Too little, too late, Cherry.
Target neutralized.
So Jimmy the Advent guy comes running up here. Lauren Bukes needs to get up here, but I need to get Tabitha King up there without getting spotted. So how are we going to do that? Well, that's an interesting proposition. Can you bring anything to the table here, Stephanie Meyer? I mean, you can see this guy, but you're going to have what? Yeah, I was going to say, you're going to have what is tantamount to a terrible shot regardless of the direction we go. And I got to feel like George RR isn't going to have enough arm to maybe get a grenade around that corner. But I suppose we can try. Can't hit the enemy without hitting our girl. Perfect. Or can he? Nope, he doesn't have... Wait for it. For a second there, George had a firing solution that worked. That'll do it.
Take this.
George R. Martin finding the unconventional solution. He goes for the up and over. Well, we're spotted now because he destroyed our cover. Yep.
We are known to them.
Yeah, that's actually kind of a shitty thing. Especially since we have 1 turn for Shadow to be on cooldown. That kind of sucks. On the plus side, Stephanie Meyer does have a flank shot, which we should like to make a slightly better flank shot than it currently is. So let's advance her, get her a little bit closer. 70% chance to hit. Looks good. Free loot. Laser sight, advanced hair trigger. 2 things. That laser sight is actually really, really useful. All right, Lauren Bukes, you need to be able to see the thing. Are you going to be able to see the thing from, like, right here? Well, first off, let's see if you can see the thing from, like, right here.
Confirmed.
We only have 1 more turn here.
Objective.
Yep, we can see the thing, and we can hack the thing.
Commander, we have confirmation of the exposed access point.
Good. That's confirmation is exactly what we needed, Bradford. Let's hack the shit out of it. Lauren Monster Bukes with the ranged hack. Here it goes. All right, let's not just get the hack here. Let's get this along with something really good. Recover a mission lead on an alien facility or increase recon from the current region by 25. Both of those are pretty good. The facility lead is so much more likely. The resistance broadcast is probably more useful. Let's just go for the facility lead. Well, you know what? Doesn't matter. We came up short in both directions. Way to go, girl. You went for the layup and you missed it. If you're going to go for the layup and miss it, you might as well shoot the half quarter.
Infiltrating access point.
So, Lauren Bukes hacked the planet. Nice.
We've confirmed successful acquisition of the Advent.
Yep, all the rest we got to do is neutralize all enemy targets, and that's going to be considerably easier to do if we can make those enemy targets come to us into a big puddle of Overwatch. So, can you re-stealth? Yes. All right, shadow up.
Darkness is my domain.
Darkness is her domain. So we know there's at least one other pod in here somewhere. We just don't know where they are. They're around. Let's let Tabitha King stay on the lurk until we can get eyes on them. Where did they go? I'd really like to draw them back into our shooting gallery here so Cherry Priest can do some work on them from real far away. Also, Cherry Priest, it seems like you're going to have a hard time getting angles of fire on that, so maybe we'll bring you down. I know you give up the elevation bonus, which actually lowers your chance to hit. Something with which I'm not a huge fan, since it took you 3 shots to finally get one of them to connect. Overwatch for you. George RR, I want you and Tabitha King just up here providing a little fire support. I just called Stephanie. I know that somewhere in the world, a shudder just ran through Tabitha King's body. She'd just be like, oh, did you feel that? And Stephen King looks over and he's like, yeah, it's like a dark shadow of evil has passed over our house. I don't know what that was, but I don't ever want to feel it again.
I will go.
So where do these bastards go? Oh, well, okay. They're on a rooftop. Don't suppose you have a shot at them, do you? Nope. So these guys are hiding up on a roof. Looks like we got one sectoid, one Advent guy. If they patrol around, pretty good chance we can get them to patrol over here into an Overwatch ambush.
Orders confirmed. Moving
See if we can make that happen. Lauren Bukes, Overwatch it up. Stephanie Meyer, let's just bring you up here.
Heading there now.
I'd really like to have you reload at some point, but that's not going to happen. Overwatch for you. George RR. Get away from that burning fire, man. It reminds you of Daenerys Targaryen, and we know that that's just going to make you kind of stop and probably touch yourself a little bit. And you know she is one sexy character, but we don't really have time for that right now, George. We don't have time. Buddy. We need you focused on other things. So Cherry Priest's one contribution to the mission is going to be that she walks in and shoots one man. It's going to be all of it. Yeah. These guys are actually not going to move, which is problematic for us. Is there any way we can get someone up there to mess with them? I mean, in theory, the answer is yes, because if we can get our girl, Laura... You know what? Cherry Priest can actually handle this. So you're going to be... Let's just keep the Overwatch until Cherry Priest can get in position. Bring her up here into this full cover. And from up here, we should be able to get her a squad sight shot on that pod. Maybe we can pop them and make them run into some Overwatch.
I'm on it. I'm on it.
I'm on it.
Maybe they'll just walk into it of their own accord. Also good. So, Stephanie Meyer! That one's for Team Edward!
Enemy eliminated.
Hashtag Team Edward. What's the sectoid doing? What are you doing, sectoid?
Watch the flanks, they're moving!
I mean, okay. The sectoid is doing answer, not much. So, George, did you get a kill yet? You do not have a kill yet. We would like for you to get the kill, if at all possible. Tabitha King, let's have you come back behind. This should be a flank shot. We're gonna have Tabitha King come over here.
I go where you tell
We
me.
just want her to soften this dude. Just soften this bro up a little bit. Can't miss shot. Good chance for a crit, actually. Nice work, Tabitha King. Shot him in the heart. And she's still... Okay, gained 1 ability point from a flanking shot, too. So Cherry Priest can... I was going to say, can almost certainly get that guy. She actually has a kind of poor shot at it. Lauren Bukes, we're not so worried about you. George R.R., you got to get a kill, bro. You got to get a kill. Come in here and take a flank shot. Let's see if we can get an ability point from a flank shot kill. You got to have a great chance to hit 81. There it is. Drilled him.
Kill confirmed. Status confirmed. All
Ability point for our boy George R.R. Martin? No. I mean, he got a promotion, but no ability point. All right, still. Completed. Didn't even need the bonus turns. Killed 6 out of 6. Nobody took a hit. I can't, in good conscience, take this mission photo because I really feel like putting George R.R. Martin and Stephanie Meyer in the same picture is tantamount to thought crime. So, you know what? No. Yeah, we're getting out of the photo booth. George R.R. Martin doesn't want there to be any evidence that he ever collaborated with Stephanie Meyer in any capacity.
Elements operating outside of the city centers have done little to slow the progress of Advent's ongoing development or outreach.
I have a question. How come the transmissions from the speaker and the propaganda announcer lady are always so garbled and static-filled? These are the people that control the planet, so in theory, they would have full access to our global telecommunications network, and one would assume, be broadcasting that publicly. I mean, the purpose of propaganda is to make it as easy to access as possible, right? So if that's the case, why is their signal all jacked up? This should be like radio and television. This is not something that XCOM should have any kind of difficulty hacking into. Then again, I guess our own transmissions are garbled and staticky. Maybe we just have a shitbox technique. Is that what it is? We just have terrible people working in our IT department? They all suck? I suppose that could be it. Do you have a bond available, Cherry Priest? George R.R. Martin and Stephanie Meyer. Okay. Alright, I mean, sure. Seems like an unlikely relationship, but I'm not one to judge. Tabitha King did make it to Sergeant. New abilities for you. What do you got? Target definition. Any unit seen by a Reaper remains permanently visible. That's real good. Target definition. Claymore does 3 more damage and has +1 radius. Also seems real good. I mean, you saw what we did with 1 grenade and a chunk of that. We completely decimated an entire pod. Deadeye. Take a shot with a small aim penalty for a significant damage boost. No. Why does that say cost ability points? What does that mean? Cost ability points. Can we just buy abilities? Is that what ability points do? We can use them to buy abilities that we don't take when we level up? Because if that's what they do, that's fucking straight up amazingly cool. I want both of these, actually. I want both of these. Shrapnel seems really, really, really good. The Saboteur line seems amazing, by the way. Like, every ability in Saboteur seems fantastic. But target definition is, considering the way we've been using Tabitha King, target definition is also freaking amazing. These both cost the same number of ability points, right? Yes, they do. So if we got to get the facility that lets us spend this, because, oh, you have ability points. It's a whole new ball game. We can get both of these, I think. All right, I'm going to take target definition for now. We're circling back for shrapnel, I think. So do you have ability points? Build a training center to use ability points. Yeah, but how many do we have? I guess we don't. How many do we have, though? Cherry Priest is a genius when it comes to combat intelligence, so she should get a lot of ability points. Is that how that works? You're going to take long watch, by the way. Nothing fancy there. A gunslinger. If we can get both sides of the sharpshooter tree, gunslingers and snipers. Wow, those guys, sharpshooters might actually be useful. Squatty Stephanie Meyer became a specialist because, of course, and also she's a genius in combat intelligence because what she lacks in literary genius, she makes up for in combat genius, I guess, is the rule. It is good to have another specialist, although weren't we training someone as a specialist? Because if we are, now that we have a second one, we should probably stop that. George R.R. Martin. Well, I mean, come on. The guy is the king of swords and horses fantasy. Of course, Home Slice was going to be a ranger. above average combat intel. Really, he outranks. All right, Stephanie Meyer's better at combat, which I suppose holds steady, because what did we say? She's a genius at combat, not so great at literature. George R.R. Martin, genius at literature, perhaps not so great at combat. I mean, he is kind of like a doughy guy, so it stands to follow, I guess. Oh, holy shit pickles, I just thought of something. If we can buy off abilities, Rangers are going to be just the greatest killers who have ever existed. Because the Ranger tree, more than any other, is like, man, I really want this ability, but I have to take this other really amazing ability because it's that much more amazing. If we can get both sides of this, holy slim and shit, Rangers are going to be just, they're going to be fucking unstoppable is what they're going to be. Absolutely unstoppable. Okay, so we picked up a laser sight. Real good. 5% bonus critical. We'll put that on somebody's shotgun. Advanced hair trigger. 10% chance that the cost doesn't follow an action. The active turn. I mean, you know, hair triggers are nice when they work, but not anything you can ever rely on. Got 2 sectoid corpses, 3 advent trooper corpses, 1 advent officer corpse. 177 supplies, and we stopped the midnight raids. Thanks, Optimus Prime. Your praise, as always, fills me with shame. I still despise you. Tabitha King is now shaken. Combat has taken an extreme mental toll on this soldier. They will no longer be available for deployment until they have rested on the Avenger. So how long is she down for then? 15 days, so a while. All right, so taking your soldiers in and riding them all the way into the grave, it seems like maybe is a really poor idea. Neil Stevenson was training to be a specialist. You know, we might need 3. Lauren Bukes is still tired. We'd have, potentially for next mission, 1 sharpshooter, 1 specialist, and 1 ranger. We could also take a skirmisher if we need one. Do I want another specialist, though? Both sides... Okay, let's think about specialists. If we can take both sides of the specialist tree, how good are they? Actually pretty good. Are they as good as rangers? Maybe not. We don't want to train any sharpshooters because I feel like even with both sides of the tree, while that makes them better, they're still less good than... Well, you know what? You know who comes off like the weakest on the whole specialist, non-specialist thing? It seems like grenadiers are the ones who are kind of getting the shaft on that whole gig. Because the grenadier tree was very sort of one-handed. It was like only good in one direction. Kind of like Zayn Malik. It was only good in one direction. But that said, I think I'm going to wrap this episode up. If you enjoy it, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Support really does mean a lot. If you'd like to join me pouring one out for my homie Zayn, might consider subscribing as well. Post new episodes of XCOM, War of the Chosen every single day. Right now, thanks very much for watching. Oh, wait a minute. We got an engineer, right? We do. I could really use this infirmary, but that's only going to save us 3 days. What I'd really rather save us time doing is having this man get a shovel, because welcome to the Wait, wasn't I supposed to get an engineer for one of those missions? Oh, no, we didn't finish scanning. Right. We still got to scan for our engineer. Never mind. I thought we had an engineer. It was 177 supplies, not an engineer. Right, Pete, right. All right. So I'm done then. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again soon. 1D forever, baby. 1D forever.